to one side, centered in a circular landing zone, sat a space yacht whose gleaming color even the torrent couldn't dull. Illumination arrays glowed behind drifting curtains of rain. Following a deep, fast-moving rivulet, Plagueis descended the hill he had climbed to where he had set his own starship down among a riot of drooping wildflowers and falcon berries. 114D was waiting at the foot of the boarding ramp, raindrops pinging from its alloy shell.
The scanners may have picked up the ship, Plagueis said.
Given that all my countermeasures were enabled, that seems unlikely, Magister.
They flooded the area with light.
As any vigilant being might on a night such as this.
A night fit for neither mule nor shock.
The droid's photoreceptors tightened their focus on him.
The reference escapes my databank.
Seal the ship and remain in the cockpit. If I calm you, reposition the ship above the castle's southwest corner and keep the boarding ramp extended.
Are you anticipating resistance, Magister?
Merely anticipating, 40.
I understand. I will do the same.
That's comforting to know.
Plagueis fixed the lightsaber over his hip and set out at a fast clip, all but outracing the rain. If the scanners and motion detectors were as precise as they appeared to be, they would find him, though his speed might cause whoever was monitoring the security devices to mistake him for one of the wild, bushy-tailed quadrupeds that inhabited the landscape. He paused at the nebulous edge of the illuminated area to confirm his bearings, then made straight for the castle's 10-meter-high southern wall and leapt to the top without breaking stride. Just as quickly and as effortlessly, he dropped into the garden below and sprinted into the shadows cast by an ornamental shrub trimmed to resemble some whimsical beast. Plagueis reasoned that security would be lax inside the manse, but that Varuna's wing of rooms would be outfitted with redundant monitoring devices and perhaps pressure-sensitive floors. That he hadn't been able to procure an interior plan of the castle was a testament to the self-exiled regent's hypervigilance. Plagueis moved to a stained-glass window just as two humans were hurrying into a hallway beyond. With rain overflowing a gutter high overhead, he felt as if he was standing behind a waterfall. "Check on him, and report back to me," the female was saying. Plagueis recognized the voice of Security Chief Magneta. Sticking close to the outer wall, he paralleled the movement of Magneta's subordinate to the end of the hallway, then through a right-angled turn into a broader hall that led to a control room tucked beneath the sweep of a grand staircase. Plagueis sharpened his auditory senses to hear Magneta's man ask after Varuna, and a human female replied, "Sleeping like a baby."
Good for him. Our rest was drowned.
"You're so miserable, Charlie," the woman said. "You should consider returning to Theed."
I'm thinking about it.
"Just don't expect me to follow you." Plagueis stepped away from the wall to glance at the upper story windows, all of which were dark, save for an arched opening near the end of the wall. Crouching, he maneuvered through bushes under a series of wide windows, then began to scale the wall, fastened to it like an insect. The tall and narrow target opening turned out to be a fixed pane of thick glass, the source of the light, a pair of photonic sconces that flanked a set of elaborately carved wooden double doors. Peering through the glass, he flicked his fingers at a security cam mounted high on the inner wall and aimed at the doorway, dazzling the mechanism and freezing the image of an unoccupied antechamber. Then, placing his left hand at the center of the glass, he called on the force, pushing inward on the pane until it broke free from the adhesive weather seal that held it in place. Telekinetically, he manipulated the intact pane to rest atop a table snug to the opposite wall of the antechamber and slipped through the opening. For a long moment, he remained on the inner windowsill, waiting for his cloak and boots to dry. and studying the passing floor and double doors for evidence of additional security devices. Satisfied that the stunned cam was all there was, he planted his feet on the floor and walked to the doors, using the force to trick them into opening just enough to accommodate his passing between them. The only light in Varuna's enormous bedroom came from a cam similar to the one in the antechamber and just as easily foiled. The former king himself was sleeping on his back under shimmer silk sheets in the center of a canopy bed large enough to fit half a dozen humans of average size. Plagueis disabled a bedside panel of security alarms, moved an antique chair to the foot of the bed, and switched on a table lamp that supplied dim, yellowish light. Then, sitting down, he roused Varuna from sleep. The old man woke with a start, blinking in response to the light, then propping himself up against a gathering of pillars to scan the room. His eyes widened in thunderstruck surprise when they found Plagueis seated at the edge of the light's reach. "Oh, eager to mask, Your Majesty. Beneath this mask my former enemies may as well have fashioned for me." Since Varuna's eyes couldn't open any wider, his jaw dropped and he flailed for the security control panels, slamming his hand down on the buttons when they didn't respond. "I've rendered him inoperative," Plagueis explained, "along with the security cameras, just so that you and I could converse without being interrupted." Varuna swallowed and found his voice. How did you get past my guards, Damask?" "We'll come to that in a moment." Varuna attempted to scream until his voice went mute and he clutched at his throat. "There will be none of that," Plagueis warned. "Walk with me, Damask," Varuna asked.